Assalamualaikum. I'd like to share with you an encyclical letter of Pope Francis, the leader of the Catholic Church, our 266th Pope in the Catholic Church, on the care for our common homes, which is entitled Laudato Si. I would just like to read this presentation, and please take note and reflect on this Laudato Si. Praise to you, my Lord, Saint Francis of Assisi used to sing. The testimony of Saint Francis of Assisi and his Canticle of the Creatures inspired Pope Francis in this encyclical on the creation of God, our common home. Praise be you, my Lord, with all your creatures, especially brother sun, through whom you give us the day and illumine us. He is beautiful and radiant. With great splendor, he bears a likeness of you, most high. Praised be you, my Lord, for sister moon and the stars. In the heavens, you formed them, clear, precious, and beautiful. Praise be you, my Lord, for brother wind, and the air, the clouds, the serene heavens, and for every type of weather. Through all this, you sustain your creatures. Praise be you, my Lord, for sister water, who is very humble, precious, chaste. Praise be, my Lord, for brother fire, through whom you illumine the night. He is beautiful, joyful, vigorous, and strong. As Pope Francis comments, our common home is also like a sister with whom we share existence, and like a beautiful mother who welcomes us in her arms. Pope Francis offers us a mystical understanding of the universe. The universe unfolds in God, who fills it completely. Hence, there is a mystical meaning to be found in a leaf, in a mountain trail, in a poor person's face. But Pope Francis reminds us, creation, though a gift from God, has been marred by human sinfulness. We have come to see ourselves as creation's lords and masters, entitled to plunder her at will. The violence present in our hearts wounded by sin is also reflected on the symptoms of sickness evident in the soil, in the water, in the air, and in all living beings. Pope St. John Paul II called for global ecological conversion. This conversion includes care for creation and the poor. And Pope Francis calls us to recognize that the effects of our encounter with Jesus Christ become evident in our relationship with the world around us. This is a conversion moving out of a throwaway culture to a culture of encounter. As Pope Francis wrote, a sense of deep communion with the rest of nature cannot be real if our hearts lack tenderness, compassion, and concern to our fellow human beings. Saint Francis of Assisi was particularly concerned for God's creation and for the poor and outcast. The poverty and austerity of Saint Francis were no mere veneer of asceticism, but something much more radical, a refusal to turn reality into an object simply to be used and controlled. Pope Francis calls us to a new way of being, not merely new ways of acting. If we approach nature and the environment without this openness to awe and wonder, if we no longer speak the language of fraternity and beauty in our relationship with the world, our attitudes will be those of masters, consumers, ruthless exploiters of resources, unable to set limits on their immediate needs. Pope Francis says, I urgently appeal then for a new dialogue about how we are constructing the future of our planet. We need a conversation which includes everyone, since the environmental challenge we are undergoing and its human roots concern and affect us all. We require a new and universal solidarity. Our insistence that each human being is an image of God should not make us overlook the fact that each creature has its own purpose. No creature is superfluous. The intermaterial universe speaks of God's love, His boundless affection for us. Soil, water, mountains, everything is, as it were, a caress of God. But, as the bishops of Southern Africa have stated, everyone's talents and involvement are needed to redress the damage caused by human abuse of God's creation. All of us can cooperate as instruments of God for the care of creation. It's according to his or her own culture, experience, involvements, and talents. The world is more than a problem to be solved. The world is a joyful mystery to be contemplated with gladness and praise. And this encyclical, which is entitled Laudato Si, is coming from our Pope Francis, the 266 popes in the Catholic Church. I hope, my dear people of God, we learn something about this presentation. Whatever is your religion, whatever is your belief, we have to do something to take care of our environment. Thank you very much for listening. God bless us all. Dalaygon ang Diyos.